Okay, today we're doing proper training now. So, my plan is simple. 5x2 is 2 minutes on. I'm training the jerk and the snatch. I'm not training the long cycle or the clean and jerk because that's an easier way to do jerk. So I'm not gonna bother training what's easier when the hard part about doing time sessions is the muscular burnout. Like I said before, the main reason I prefer EMOM training for conditioning is because you get to put the weight down and you get even 15 seconds of rest is enough, at least for me, to keep going through some really hard shit. Okay, so because I want to challenge myself though with these time sets, I'm training that way now. I'm going to do it at least twice a week. And I'm starting at 5x2 at 8 because I want to start at a pretty low floor so that I can not burn out all the way through. Initially I was going to start at 5x5, but honestly, why? So 5x2, and every week we add a minute. And once I get up to 5x5 at 8 reps, I'm going to knock it back down and then add rep, or 2 reps even. And that's how I'm going to progress with this. There's a minute between each round, each 2-minute round, and that will stay the same when we get up to 5x5. So yeah, ideally you just add 1 set every week. So that's 4-week progression, and we knock it back down and we add reps and a minute. So yeah, and then once I get up to 12 is my rep per minute cap. I'm gonna up the weight. That's how I'm gonna train it. So start at 8, so 16 reps in 2 minutes. As you can see, I'm terrible at pacing. I want to get it done as quickly as possible. I need to hold those bells, but I'm so burnt out here from the other day that that's very difficult. So I'm going to pick them back up and hold them in the lockout. Now, I'm not saying this is the best way to train it, because it's not. But this is how I'm doing it. And yeah, you can see I can easily get more reps. But that's not the point. So what I need to do is slow my rep pace down. And I knew that was going to be the hard part for me because of how I am used to doing EMOM. So I just want to get my reps in so I have that rest period there. The way I do it, I believe the EMOM training is better for overall conditioning. But this is its own goal, and it's totally different. Like when I do EMOM training, jerk is way easier than long cycle. And long cycle is the hardest movement ever because it's just so much volume that we keep doing minute after minute. This is only 10 minutes when you train sports. So like long cycle is easier because you get that break and you don't burn out as quickly. So yeah. It's also why I'm not training long cycle like this, just jerk. And well snatch, half snatch. Holding the damn bells is honestly the hardest part. My front delts are on fire. Like that is what sucks. Just sitting there holding the fucking things. I'd rather be working. So I don't know that I enjoy this style. I prefer more like straight endurance work. And it goes back to my premise that if you want to get stronger, just go lift barbells because it's just better. And if you want conditioning, train really, really long. 10-minute sets just burn you out. They don't really hit the conditioning too hard. At least that was my experience yesterday. Like if I had forearms, right? Hypothetically, I had 4 arms and could double long cycle, but switch the arms. I could go half an hour, like with a single. And like I said, that's the hardest part, is that burn. I'm not even breathing that hard. Like, I could bump it to 12 right now, and I would just burn a little bit more. So I don't enjoy this style of training at all. I don't think. Nope. I think I'd rather do the crazy high volume marathon style shit. I'm gonna try the half snatch next, just to break it up, because I am getting kind of bored. And my front delts are on fire. So I want to try the half snatch, because that's supposedly the most difficult. I don't know. So I'm gonna do that next for 3 rounds. That was more what I like. Conditioning. That was not a test of how long I could stand the burning in my shoulders. And I did 24 reps in 2 minutes. So I like the snatch. I don't like the jerk. Well, maybe that's the point of the jerk. See how much muscular fatigue you can take. But that, to me, is not that great of an idea, because like, it doesn't test what you can actually do. If you give out because your muscles are burning, like these small ass muscles up here, you're not really testing your legs, you're not testing your posterior chain, you're not testing your conditioning. was 26 reps in less than 2 minutes. And yeah, that tested my cardio. So in 2 minutes, 4 minutes rather, I done 50 reps of snatch. And I actually had to work for it. With the jerk, I'm just fighting how bad my shoulders hurt. So that's 5 rounds. So now, I'm just gonna do a long cycle for 2 minutes. Even though I said I wasn't gonna. I don't like training the jerk that way. It's not productive. Because the weight's not heavy enough to get stronger, it's just burning me out. Maybe that's the point, maybe you have to get really strong first. I only go up to 24, so maybe this isn't the best use for the weights that I have. Maybe that's my issue. Now we're gonna do a long cycle. .24 reps. And now I'm testing something. That's a 12 rep per minute pace, which is pretty good. And that's with a bunch of shoulder fatigue already. If it wasn't for the burn, like I said yesterday, I feel like I could have got the 10 minutes straight a long cycle. Maybe not at that pace, but I still could have done it. I know what I'm saying now contradicts what I said at the start, but like, the more I do jerk like this, the more I dislike it as a concept. So what I need to do next time is just start with long cycle and see how that goes. I don't mind failing here because after the past five sessions, I am kind of like, today's one of those days where I'd be like, should probably take an off day. So I'm just doing this anyway. But yeah, I really didn't feel like training at all today. So tomorrow I think will be an off day. Let me see, I did two rounds of jerk, 3 rounds of jerk, 2 rounds of snatch, and then 2 rounds of that. So 2, 5, 7, there's 3 more rounds left. What I'm gonna do is a single bell long cycle for the next 3 rounds, and I'll skip through the rest as well. That'll give me 9 minutes of long cycle with a single bell, which is not a big deal. But yeah, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm just kind of fried. Getting them 210 snatches yesterday in 10 minutes was, I think, the icing on top of the cake, the fatigue cake. So yeah, this session's all over the place, but I'm not gonna lie to myself. This is why I always try new things, because you never know. So what I'm gonna do is disregard everyone else and just train the way I like. But like I said, it never hurts to try new shit. In fact, I think it's very beneficial. To try, you know, new food, places, workouts, everything really, because you never know. Doesn't mean you program hop, but if you're not following a specific program, try different things. Maybe you'll find something you like. I tried powerlifting, I didn't like it. I tried bodybuilding, hated it even more. Running's cool, but I don't think it's as all-encompassing as this. Basically, I like shit that pushes me to the point where I think I'm gonna keel over. That's what I enjoy. So I don't know how many reps that was, I really wasn't counting. But if you push your cardio and how much effort that you can put out, how oxygen deprived you are, that's gonna fatigue you everywhere anyway, over a long enough period of time. But if you only push your muscles to the point where they're gonna fail, well then you can't go beyond that. Once your muscles fail, you're just done. So if your shoulders give out on jerk after 6 minutes or whatever, you didn't get to see how much load your trunk could support, your quads, your hamstrings. You didn't see how hard your heart could work because your heart rate didn't get high enough because you fatigued your muscles. And that is why before I said that I feel like EMOM training is better, or single bell with infinite hand switches. So the long cycle, in competition with a single long cycle, you're only allowed one hand switch. Well, then the limiting factor is your grip strength, your muscular fatigue, your forearms. Your shoulders aren't really gonna burn out, or they shouldn't, with a single bell, because the way you can shift under the weight, your trunk takes more of the load, but your forearm and grip strength will. So if you allow infinite hand switches, you can just keep going and going and really test yourself. That's what I like better about kettlebell training, is that aspect of it. Because it's like marathon running, but you can do it regardless of how healthy your feet and knee are. To use myself as an example of why I don't run very often, because of I fractured both feet and my knee is torn up. So yeah, but I can do jerks, I can long cycle like a motherfucker, So there's almost no point to me in training on the jerk. I don't like it. If I competed, I would compete almost exclusively a long cycle, single and double, and then probably snatch. So I will train that. I'll try training just long cycle with that time. I'm gonna do the same thing. 5 sets of 2 minutes at 8 reps per minute with a minute in between. I'm just not doing a jerk. My initial thought was, well, if you get better at the jerk, you're better at the long cycle anyway. But then I did the long cycle for 2 minutes, and you could see how much more of a stress that was on my actual conditioning and not my strength out my muscle. My muscle strength, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I'm gonna train the long cycle like that, single and double. I'll probably do both in the same session. So the first 10 minutes will be double long cycle for 2 minutes for the first week. And then I'll go to 3 minutes up to 5 minutes. And then, like I said, I'll drop it back down, add a rep or two, and then start at 2 minutes, and then go that way. And then the long cycle at the end will just be single bell, infinite hand switches, because I want to work my cardio, not my grip strength. And then go from there. That's how I'm gonna train it. I don't like the jerk at all. And at some point I'll do snatches. I do like the snatch. The 2 minutes of snatches with the 50 reps in 4 minutes, that was actually enjoyable. I like that. You don't fatigue, muscularly speaking, too much on the snatch. I mean, that was a half snatch, so there's a little more fatigue there because you got to control the weight down. The flip side is that if you get tired and you do a full snatch with doubles, you can wreck your back. I've done it once before. So it's not fun. It's safer to do the half snatch. But if you're doing a full snatch, you can mitigate that muscular fatigue even more. But I would save that for single bell. See, I got 210 reps with this yesterday after doing the jerks and the long cycle stuff for time. And I still hit 210 reps in 10 minutes. Yeah, I put it down for a minute. So realistically, I hit 210 reps in 9 minutes with the snatch, just alternating when my grip started to go. And the version I was doing was more of a power snatch, so I engaged more of my quads and hamstrings and glutes to power the weight up because my grip is so bad on the left hand and how sweaty it was. I didn't want to launch the bell. So I wasn't doing a swing snatch. It was a power snatch, as you would call it. So yeah, that's all. I'm just rambling because, you know, I don't know why. But like I said, this is more of a training documentation for myself to look at later if I need to go over programming and stuff because my handwriting is terrible. So writing everything down for me is a waste of time. All right. Peace. And tomorrow is definitely an off day, by the way.